4.5 years ago, I brought the Japan GM mode to YouTube.
Hey guys, what is up? How's it going? We are back now with our GM series. The team I'm going to do is Team Japan. I know a couple of you guys didn't really want me to do the national thing, but I think it's going to be really cool to watch. And yeah, so I'm going to do that. I told you guys I'm going to take out Phoenix for Japan, which I think is going to be really cool because we do have a pretty decent farm team as well.
And 4.5 years later, I am bringing it back. What is going on, everybody? And welcome to episode number 1 of our Japan franchise mode in NHL 17. The last time I did this was in NHL 13. Just for some perspective, when we did that GM mode back in NHL 13, 4.5 years ago, we drafted Nathan McKinnon in year number 1. He was the core piece to our franchise, and he led us to victory. We actually won a couple of Stanley Cups, believe it or not. Now, fast forward all the way over here, Nathan McKinnon has now almost been in the league for 4 years, and this is the Japan franchise mode. So, I am super excited to bring this back. It's going to be really weird. It's going to be super different. I ended up substituting a team, and a team that I thought was the best suited team for a relocation, and that was the Arizona Coyotes. You can see here we have their farm team. So that is the NHL franchise that I took out. I could not end up taking out a team that had a bunch of quality players. Now, I'm not saying I don't have a bunch of quality players, but I couldn't take out a team like Toronto where they have Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, all those young players, where I would have to get rid of in Arizona like Shane Doan, Radim Verbata, a couple players hurt like Max Domi and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but that's the price you gotta pay when Japan, baby, is back in the franchise mode, and it's going to be really challenging. This is not going to be an easy franchise mode at all. This is going to be super hard. It's going to be awful. It's going to suck for a little while. Trust me, it's not going to be fun. You can see our AHL team has way better stats than our NHL team, 73, 79, and 77, as opposed to 49, 43, and 61. I cannot make this stuff up. We are not a good team, and it's going to be a long time till we be competitive, but it's going to be a grind, and that's the kind of stuff that I like doing. So I hope you guys are excited for this. I know I certainly am. I cannot wait to get this thing started. So let's have a look at our lines here. The new look Arizona Coyotes, obviously never going to happen in real life. Japan will never get an NHL team. Could you imagine that travel time? Honestly, I don't even think it would even be able to work. You'd be on like a 12-hour flight and your game would already be started. But have a look at our team here. The highest overall forward we have is 64 overall. Kuji. I don't know anything about these players. The only player I know is the goaltender, and I will get to that in a minute. But you can see here a bunch of 60s and 57. 51, Saga, what are you doing? You need to retire. And everyone is really small as well. 5'7", 5'7", 6 feet. That guy's a big dude. 5'7", 6'2". Okay, we got some pretty big dudes. 5'7", a couple of small guys. So it's going to obviously be a absolutely terrible year number 1. As for the defense, we don't even have a 60 overall. 57 is our highest with Sasaki. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. A bunch of these guys, none of them were even drafted. The only drafted player we have, and the only drafted Japanese-born NHL player is Yukatawa Fukufuji, I think is how you pronounce his name. This guy was drafted in the 8th round, 238th overall by the LA Kings. He actually ended up playing 4 NHL games. I think his goals against average was like over 4.5, so it really wasn't anything pretty. I don't think he did much else after that either. So he's going to be our goalie going into year number 1, backed up by Uno. This guy, honestly, I have no idea about any of these players except for Fukufuji. He's the only one that I know. We got some pretty crazy names though. We got Wakabayashi, we got Yoshida, Tanaka, a bunch of crazy players that are not going to be on our team, hopefully in year number 2. So what are the goals for this franchise mode? What do we plan to do in year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? So what I'm noticing with a bunch of these franchise modes or GM modes on YouTube is they only last from 5 to 6 years, like 7 years max. Now I want to take this to at least 10 years, and I think it's going to be doable because the first 2 years are going to fly by. We're going to make minor trades. We're not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to build through the draft. We're going to build through free agency because I don't think we have an option. You go ahead and you look here at our trade values. One thing I do want to mention is not all bad because we do have a bright spot, and that is the Arizona Coyotes prospect pool. Since we got rid of their NHL team, their AHL team is still intact. So you're going to see here Dylan Strome, who's obviously one of the better prospects in the National Hockey League. So he's going to be a big part of this team. I can almost guarantee he's going to be our first line center. He's 19 years old, medium elite. He has all the tools. He is almost ready for the NHL. I'm not going to rush him. There's no way. He's still a minor scorer. I'm not going to rush him. There is absolutely no rush for him to play in the NHL. We also got Nick Merkley, who's a 19-year-old medium top 6. Pretty decent prospect. We got Anthony DeAngelo, who I've seen get to like 90 overall. He's got the crazy offensive stats. Could be Jake Bean 2.0. Who knows? We got Brandon Pierlini, who's another really good prospect. I mean, this guy's a top 15 pick, 20 years old. We got Ryan McInnes, the son of the Hall of Famer Al McInnes. So we definitely have some prospects. I mean, all these players playing on our team would make our team better in year one, but I don't have a need to be better in year one. I don't want to be good in year one. I want to tank. I want to go for Nolan Patrick, or I want to go for Timothy Liljegren. I want to go for the draft picks, and that's what's going to happen in year 2 as well. And I think for year number 3, that's going to be our year, whether just to make the playoffs or to be just outside looking in. And then after that, we are going to be a scary team. We're going to build through free agency. We are going to do a whole lot. So you're noticing here, you're not seeing any of the Japanese players, and that is because they all have pretty much zero trade value. And which also sucks is the computer automatically gave them a contract of a 1-year deal for $2.5 million. So next year, we're going to lose everybody to free agency. So we're going to have a completely different team next year. Every single person is going to be gone. Everybody. Literally everyone. I'm not making this up. Everyone will be gone in year number 2. So that's when you're going to see the Dylan Stromes come in. That's when you may see a player like Anthony DeAngelo come up, or we're going to have to work in free agency. As for goaltending prospects, I don't think we have a whole ton of players. This Hill guy, who I don't know too much about, unfortunately. Let me get to this. Goalies, I don't know too much about this Hill guy. Aiden Hill, I don't know anything about this guy, 20 years old, high AHL starter, may not be anything for us, another AHL starter in Langhammer. We got Justin Peters, who we could call up to be our starting goalie, which I probably will do. Fukafuji there is our 65 overall guy. I mean, I don't want to be a good team year number 1. What we could do for this year, if we wanted to better our team a little bit, which I think I may do, is I may sign 1 or 2 free agents just for us to score some goals. I don't want us to get blown out 12-0 every night. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but just for the fun of it, I would like to sign a few players. Now, Alexander Semin, maybe. That might not be a bad idea. He's 83 overall. Automatically going to be our best player. He still has the skating and the shooting category, just his defense sucks. But we're not paying him to make body checks or paying him to score goals. So, I mean, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea for us to sign maybe like a first line, give us Alexander Semin, give us Tyler Kennedy, and maybe sign a Christian Ehrhoff as well. Matt Cook, Olli Jokinen. Oh boy. Our first line could potentially be Olli Jokinen, Marty Havlat, and Alexander Semin. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. I think I might actually do that. And then sign maybe 2 defensemen. Maybe there's some young guys who are around like 23, 24 years old, like mid 70s, early 80 overalls. Is that a thing? I guess not. I've got this Corbin Knight guy who's 26 years old. I want some young guys. I want the 24-year-olds. Like, even if they're 75 overall, they're seriously going to help. Oh my god, Danny Heatley. Okay, there is our first line left winger. I'm going to do it. Year number 1 is going to be a shit show. We're going to be the worst team in the league. Why not have a little bit of fun with it? We're going to sign Danny Heatley for sure. 100%. We are going to sign him to a 2-way deal. Although he's going to be on our NHL team, we'll sign him to a 2-way deal anyways. Lucas Lesio, I'm going to go ahead and give you a contract. You're 77 overall. You're 23 years old. Pretty decently young, so he will be a NHL player for us for sure. There you go. Any other really young guys here who have like average potential? Dylan Olson, yeah, what are you, 25 years old? You can be our starting defenseman this year. You're going to get the most ice time out of everyone. And maybe one more youngish defenseman. Who's this? Colin Smith, 23 years old. Sure, we're going to get Dylan Olson and Colin Smith to be our 1-2 punch there for our defense, and I think for our NHL team, for the forwards, we're going to go Danny Heatley, we're going to go Olli Jokinen, and we're going to go Alexander Salmon. What a joke of a line. That is hilarious. Where is he? Is he 81 overall? I think he might be 81. All right, 81 overall, 600K. I can't say no to that. Olli Jokinen, welcome to Japan. Oh my God, what a place for Olli Jokinen and Danny Heatley to end their careers in Japan. Holy crap. All right, we're going to give Alexander Salmon, we'll give you $3 million for 1 year. Hopefully he does sign. Now for goaltending prospects, I want to get young people. I don't want to get a goalie who's going to help us right now. I think there's Briz. Yeah, I don't want to sign Briz. There's no reason for us to sign Briz. No reason at all. I want the young guys here. Peterson Winsill. What the hell? How does that fit on the back of your jersey? 25 years old. Give me some younger guys. Is there anyone with any like decent potential? I don't think so. Calvin Pickard, 26 years old. Sorry, Chet Pickard. There's Calvin and there's Chet. What a weird name, Chet. Mark Vizentine, we could bring him back to Arizona. I may do that as well, 24 years old. There's still hope for you yet, Mark Vizentine. There you go. Welcome to the squad. I think that's going to be everyone. There's really no point in us to get, who was this guy? Nathan Lewin, high backup, 25-year-old. No, you know what? We got our goaltender. Oh man, there's actually some decent players here, 23 years old. We'll go ahead and give you a contract. You can man the AHL. There you go. So I think that's going to be it. Hopefully all those players actually sign. Now we're not going to get any simulation done in this video. We're going to wait till episode number 2 for that. But obviously year number 1 is going to be a write-off no matter what. That's kind of why I went ahead and I signed Olli Jokinen and Danny Heatley. It's kind of why I went ahead and I did that. So first things first, what we're going to do is going to get the preseason done. So first things first, we are going to get the preseason done. Now you can expect us to allow a ton of goals. I'm thinking 12-1 each night. We're going to go ahead and work the scouts. We do have a promising chance at getting Nolan Patrick, so going 6 weeks in the WHL to scout him there is not a bad idea. 2-1 loss. Wow, we actually scored a goal. Unbelievable. What? Mark Vizentine says no? Oh no, I got a full roster. Okay, well, I gotta fix that. I don't know how we're gonna make this work because I don't really have a whole lot of players I can actually trade. Okay, that sucks. So I gotta make room for at least 3 players, at least. I may have to get rid of some players who are AHL players who are just over 25 or 26 years old who I know are not going to get any better. I got to do that first of all. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what players we can actually trade here. I don't want to trade anyone with any potential. I want to trade the worst of the worst. Players who are taking up some sort of cap room on our team. Who do we have here? That's really, really bad. Oh, we actually have Zbynek Mahalik, 82 overall. I mean, we have him. Why not use him? He's going to be our best defenseman. Why not? Or I could trade him for some room to make room for Danny Heatley and Olli Jokinen. This Bunting guy can go. He's not going to be anything for us. Craig Cunningham, you can go as well. 26 years old. You're out of here. What else we got? We got one more player who I need to make room. Yeah, we can get rid of someone who's like 25, 29 years old. Oh no, I can't trade him. He's our Japan guy. No one will take his contract. Absolutely not. So I may just have to get rid of this guy, Mueller. There you go. So now who wants him? A couple people want that Mueller guy. I'll just literally trade you for like a 5th round pick. All you guys gone. Can I squeeze a 4th out of Carolina? No, it wouldn't work. They have too many players. I realize now I actually need a team that has a few contract spaces. All these guys have 50. Edmonton Edmonton has 45. So if you give me a fourth, will that work for those 3 players? It should go through. I think it will anyways. Give me a fourth, trade accepted. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Assistant coach, best roster. Now I am going to make some more moves here just to get rid of some players to make room for those players that I wanted to sign. Like these guys here. Justin Peters we're going to keep. Langhammer we're probably going to keep. Hill we're going to keep as well because he's only 20 years old. I want to get rid of everyone who really is not going to be anything for us, and that's going to be a bunch of these AHL guys. I don't want to trade them if they're like 20 or 22 years old. Gaudette, yeah, you can sure go. We'll just get rid of him, one more player, and then we should have enough room to sign all those players that I want. Give me a fifth for this guy. Will that go through? Probably not. I don't think that'll go through at all. Trade accepted. Perfect. All right. I'll take that. No worries. Thank you very much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and re-sign those players, and then we're going to get the rest of the preseason done. All right, so all those guys have been offered contracts. Let's just get rid of the preseason here. I would be absolutely shocked if we actually win a game. 5-0 loss there. Back-to-back 5-0 losses. 10-1. Okay, Alexander Semin is going to be a member of Team Japan. Danny Heatley as well. I actually gave him $1 million. Thought I'd give him a nice little retirement fund. And Olli Jokinen is available as well as Dylan Olson. Welcome those guys to the squad. We're going to give them one preseason game, see how they do with the team. I think we're going to actually call up Zbigniew Michalek as well. Since he is 82 overall, we have him under contract, so I mean, why not use him? Let's go to roster moves here and call up all those guys. So I'm going to go ahead and send down all of the awful players, literally our worst players. I'm going to go ahead and throw down there. 53 overall, yep, there you go. And now we're going to call up Alexander Semin. There you go. Welcome to the NHL. Zbigniew Michalek, welcome to Japan. Olli Jokinen, not yet. I got to send more people down. All right, get out of here. And then the last guy, there you go. Now we should have everyone available. There you go. Olli Jokinen, Danny Heatley, and Dylan Olson. Oh, goddamn, I got to do one more. Hold on here. You're going to go bye-bye, and Dylan Olson back up to the NHL. There you go. Let's have a look at our lines. Alright, so right away our offense is up to 61, our defense is up to 57, and our goaltending is 61 overall. Now I still might go ahead and sign Mark Visentin, but look at this first line. Oh my god, that is what dreams are made of. Danny Heatley, Olli Jokinen, and Alexander Semin. What a first line. We got the all-star himself, Danny Heatley, alongside of the joke himself, Olli Jokinen, and then Alexander Semin. Could never get it done in the NHL for some reason. I don't know what his issue is. We've got Zbigniew Michalek and Dylan Olson there, and as for the goaltenders, we still got Fukufuji. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign Mark Visentin. Now, I'm still not sure if I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign Mark Visentin. I think I'm going to leave that one up to you guys, but we're going to get the last game done here against the Vancouver Canucks. Olli Jokinen and Danny Heatley playing against my Vancouver Canucks. Let's go. Period number 1. We actually scored a goal. Kato, who are you, and how do we have a tie game? Oh my god, Vancouver, you are bad. Period number 2. Holy crap, Olli Jokinen scores. I cannot believe we're actually competing right now. Olli Jokinen gets the goal. Can we win our first game? It is in the preseason, but can we do it third period? No, not going to happen. Gudbranson gets a hat trick. Oh my god. Well, I think that's pretty much how the entire season is going to go for us. We are seriously going to be the worst team in the league by a long shot. I would be surprised if we have one victory. I'm not even kidding. One win. I will be absolutely shocked. Now let me know in the comments what you guys want to see from this franchise mode. What do you want me to do differently from our New Jersey franchise mode? Speaking of that New Jersey franchise mode, here's a look at the poll that I asked you guys. Do you want me to do one more year? And 85% of the votes said no. So that's a pretty clear indication, and that is why I moved on to Japan. So let me know what you think about this. I'm super excited to get this done. It's really different from what you're used to. It's going to be a struggle, but it's also going to be a blast. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in episode number 2.